Hello everyone, Erica Rock, Spiritual Catalyst. And in honor of International Women's Day, I would like to offer a deep clearing and healing for all of the suffering that women have endured since the very beginning of time. And this includes what I call the Eve wound, Adam and Eve, the Eve wound, and the wound of the mother. On my spiritual journey and exploration and going inside and kind of tracking, like seeing what my wounds and patterns are, where I'm out of alignment, the stories I've bought and sold to myself that perhaps aren't true, I tracked one wound back to my mother when I was in her womb, inside of her. And not only did I discover that I have this wound, it's one of the primal wounds that everyone has, male and female, because one of the things that passes through the mind of our mothers while they are carrying us, so they're pregnant, depending on if they're in a partnership, if they're married, what does that partnership look like? Is it supportive? Is the partner never around? Is the partner perhaps stepping outside of the union and being with other people? How is the financial situation? Financial situation can have such a deep impact on our mothers as they're carrying us. Because as a mother, as a nurturer, as a vessel that gives life, a mother wants to be the best mother she can be. She wants to give her child everything she didn't have. She wants to level up and go to the next stage of evolution within the family. Be more, do more, show up more, love more, and give the child abundant blessings. But depending on what's going on out here, that can have a big impact on mom. And one of the thoughts that goes through mothers at some point, with this isn't about blame or fault or anything, it's just life and being human. Mom often thinks to herself, am I going to be a good mother? Am I going to be a good enough mother? And the unborn child kind of internalizes that as perhaps I'm not wanted. Because mom's in some fear, depending on the circumstances going on. And so we have this primal wound, the mother wound, or it can be called the wound of Eve. And that wound is about blame, shame, guilt, grief, fear. Making a mistake, being wrong or naughty, dirty in some way. And then for all women, we have for all the time. So I'm going to do a silent clearing. And here's what is going to be placed within the sacred container that I'm creating. So even if you're not a woman, perhaps you're married to a woman, or you have a girlfriend, or you have sisters, or you have children that are little girls. Listen to this and receive this. It gets passed on to them. That's one of my intentions, that whoever listens to this clarion call, this asking for a divine intervention for all women since the beginning of time, that it is spread far and wide through all relevant time, space, dimension, past, present, future, parallel realities, alternate universes, all of it. So some of the things that we'll be putting in this container to have cleared and healed are for all the times we've been let down, lied to, cheated on, manipulated, abused physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, financially, and in any other way. For all the rape, for all the beatings, for all the times we were misunderstood, not seen, not heard, not loved, not adored, not cherished. For all the times we were made to feel ashamed of our body, of our sexuality, our sensuality. For all the times that men tried to overpower us, contain us, stick us under their thumb, look pretty, be seen and not heard. For all the times we felt we couldn't speak up and ask for what we need. For all the times we felt we couldn't share what was going on with us. For all the times there was woman on woman wounding, where women hurt other women. For all the times as women and little girls we felt abandoned by our mother, not loved, silenced, disempowered. For all the times there was molestation within the family unit. For all the times that we as women were not protected from predators, from people that wanted to hurt us. For all the times we've been seen as a sex symbol and nothing more. For all the times women have felt owned, possessed by their partners. That you felt like you were property in some form or fashion. For all the times that women lost children in childbirth or through miscarriage, and the hurt and pain that that caused. And for all that we made that mean about ourselves, about life, about love, about the Creator. And for all the times we turned it against ourselves, hated ourselves, thought we must have done something wrong. We made a mistake. We deserved this. This was our karma. This was our punishment. This was a curse. This was God got us all that is forsaking us. For all the name calling, the violence that was spoken to women since the beginning, for all the stoning, hanging, burning, for practicing one's religion, or being a medicine woman, a shaman, and through misunderstanding, women were alienated. People turned their backs against them. People didn't support them. And for all that pain and hurt caused, and all that we made that mean about ourselves, about who we are, about our worth, our value. And I just say to the Creator, to the Goddess, to mothers, all mothers, and specifically targeting the mother wound and all the form and fashion that that takes. And the fact that we continuously pass these wounds on to our children, especially our daughters, our granddaughters, our great-granddaughters. Let us take a sacred vow right here and now. This ends with me. And not only does it end with me, it cleans, we are going to clean this up for all generations, past, present, and future, so that your daughters who have children will have a clean slate and they don't need to carry these woundings anymore. So any other woundings, any other suffering, any other pain, any other shame, guilt, grief, fear, so much fear. For all the times we didn't stand up, speak up, own our power, own our womb, own our light, own our authority. And if there's anything else that arises within you right here and now, please set the intention and put it into this sacred and holy and pure, grace-filled container. And we ask God, Goddess, all that is, to take all of this, go down into the cellular level, go into our DNA, go into our mind, where the stories live that we bought and sold to ourselves that are not true and that are holding us back and limiting us from our fullest and highest expression as the queens and the goddesses we are. And we should be treated as such, just as men are kings and should be treated as such. Place your intentions, and then we'll go into silence for a number of minutes to do this clearing, which leads to a healing, which leads to an elevated frequency, a new perception about yourself, about women in general, about your worth and your value. My throat's clearing. So let's place our hand over our hearts, open ourselves to the fullest capacity we possibly can, allowing this healing, this clearing to go deep, 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 deep. Going into the root of things, the root cause of things, the root cause of suffering, the root cause of feeling disconnected, misunderstood, like the black sheep, the one that doesn't belong. For all the times we were punished because of our spiritual gifts, our intuitive gifts, our oracular gifts, our gifts as a visionary, a psychic, a healer. bringing in a wave of healing now. And finally, bringing in a wave of integration. And as I bring in this wave, it will start at the top of your head and will move down around the outside of your body, all the way down until it goes out your feet. And for those of you with the gift of sight, it will be a platinum energy. So you might just want to see, feel, allow, imagine a platinum sphere of light about 12 inches over your head begins to shine down and move towards your crown. And then the sphere begins to descend down your body. It may stop in certain places that need some additional clearing and healing and further integration. And when you're ready, I invite you to firmly but gently come back into your body, opening your eyes. So this is one that I would recommend watching a few times. You'll receive it more deeply each and every time. The transmissions are living, conscious, alive transmissions, and they will be different, and you'll receive differently and have a different experience each and every time you do it. So I would definitely do it at least 3 times. And of course, do what resonates for you and what you feel guided to do. If you are connected to some women that you feel can benefit from this, please share it with them. I always appreciate that. So honoring the men today as well, just as much as the women, just happens to be International Women's Day. But we're all human, and we all have masculine and feminine attributes contained within us, and we all carry the same woundings. So this video truly is for everybody. So thank you for being here. I see my neighbors here. Thank you for being here. Share if your heart says to, and have a beautiful day. Happy Saturday.